Well, I'm calling it finished. I'm happy with it. I'll just go over the last few things that I've done. I think I've gone over the colors I've been using throughout the painting as I've been painting it. This corner was bothering me. These rocks seem to float a little bit, these shapes. So what I did was from this edge right to the bottom of the painting, not including the rocks themselves, but the grass / sandy area around the rocks, I took out some of the burnt sienna. I left a little bit in, but not much, and then I went to a bit of yellow ochre and a lot more raw umber, and I even added a bit of ultramarine blue to it, just to tone it down, darken it, make it less important. And now I feel that this is feeling a little more anchored now, a little more natural looking. The sky was the big thing, really. You know, I put a little more highlighting in various bits of trunk here and there. Kind of minor. This one here I thought could use a little more light. This as well. But yeah, the sky. So I wanted to bring, you know, it was sort of as though this area was quite orange in here. And it really looked to me as though, you know, you could cut the painting right off here and you'd have a painting, because there was nothing very dramatic or interesting to the left of this tree. So I brought these oranges over to the left more, just to pull the area of interest to your left. I think that's worked out well. Also, so I'd done that, and then I look at this cloud edge and I thought, I think I'd like to harden up this line just a little bit. Not by physically making the line harder, but by having a little higher value against the lower value purples. So I brought in some of these oranges as well, down into here, and along here, and up there, not using cad yellow pale anymore, but really, well, just a hint of it, but really more yellow ochre and alizarin crimson. I think that worked. It spread things around a little bit. I like this shock of blue up here. To me, it was kind of just a fresh spot, a much colder color. That actually serves, in my mind, to make these colors, which are warm to begin with, even warmer. Then I had issues with this. I had sort of a dark band coming up. It was just a dark band coming up at an angle. Not very interesting. So I went in with some yellow ochre, alizarin crimson, varying touches, and I do mean touches, of ultramarine blue and white, and introduced some warm-ish pinks into this area. And I thought that gave a lot more interest here. There seemed to be a bit of a visual hole here, considering it's, you know, very close to your focal point. It's really within your focal area. I thought that warmed it up quite a bit and broke it up nicely. Also, it helped to support, you know, this line, which I think very much is necessary to counter this line, which really is quite overwhelmingly, you know, coming down on the right. I think that helps to lift it up. And this also served to introduce the sky colors into the foreground and connect the sky to the ground. You'll notice that I came down a little lower here, here, and here as well, just to bring it a little bit closer. I don't know if there's much I can tell you that I didn't already tell you. As usual, it's going to live in my living room for a while with me. Again, anything I change is going to be very minor. I won't even take video of it if I do it, because, as I say, it'll be pretty inconsequential. But I'm liking it, and I suppose we'll move on to the next one. So, have a good day, guys. I'm not sure when I'll start another one, but it's certainly going to be within a day or two. See you. You know, actually, I do zoom in on areas often when I'm showing a finished painting, so maybe I'll do that a little bit. We'll start with the sky, just so you can see some of the closer brush strokes. As you can see, as I said, you know, the sky is a little bit of a different technique. A little more blending of the paints, a little more smudging. Not quite as direct as the harder shapes that are in the foreground. But you can see, you know, when I zoom in, there is still a fair variety of color within those purples. And even down here, it's not really strong, just enough to warm things up. And I actually intensified this yellow here as well. I hope I didn't get too carried away with how high the value is, but I think it's looking okay so far. Okay. And that's about as square on a shot as I can give you. Unfortunately, I always have a little bit of glare from the upper left, which is not ideal for the video, but it works, you know, for me when I'm painting. Okay, now that's it. Have a good day, everyone.